Hi y'all, disclaimer fair use, education purpose use only. All rights, image, music clips, and other material belong to their prospective owner, cause we don't claim. Gang gang, where the pie y'all gang at? Thumb me up, cause this one of those live Tregang finna spill major tea. I was trying to tell everybody. I was like, man, look, the Paya gang did research, right? Like I did, and they stuck with me down for years. Like for years, right? For the newcomer, man, buckle up. It's finna get real. It's finna get real. It's one of those lives. Cause check this out. We gonna start it off like this here. Do y'all remember Miss Teresa said she had made a laugh and she was like and trying to explain to the world talking about, yeah, I remember when y'all say nobody didn't put nothing in the drink and you was the only one before I dropped y'all off. Y'all remember that? Miss Teresa admit that, yeah, I dropped y'all off. Told y'all to bring me my car and I dropped y'all off. And guess what? If you remember when Miss Teresa said, boy, this the coldest game ever. And I'm gonna put this on the big screen. Mm-hmm. Look, do y'all remember when Miss Teresa said, I remember when I dropped y'all off. Told y'all bring me my car. And when y'all brought me my car, I dropped y'all off, and I went back up to the hotel with the phone and stuff. Talking about y'all seen Kenneka. Remember that? If you were doing a little research, guess what Tregang discovered? Oh yeah, I remember that Tregang. I remember everything what Miss Teresa said. So you got to remember this. If Miss Teresa was up at that hotel at 2:30 in the morning, September the 9th, with staff members and all of this, that means she dropped off Shamaya, Monifa, and Bree Bree. That's how they got back to the west side of the hotel. Cause when Miss Teresa was at that hotel at Tucson, yeah, she dropped them off, gang. She dropped them off at 4 something and came back up to the hotel at 5 something to play it off on the surveillance camera. Be like, I'm looking for my Now look, I'ma go to the ops channel for this one, cause now we gotta go back to French Cave. Now y'all remember what French Cave said at one some? Now this is a statement that these bastards put out in the beginning. As you see what timestamp it say, it don't say no 2:30. It just say 1 or 2. Guess what y'all seen on the footage between the hours of 1 and 2? Boy, this is finna get serious. So then French K said, this right here, look. Hold up. Look. Damn. Y'all see this? He said around by 12 something, he went to go to the room. And all of this at 12 something. Now, if you go to this at 1 something at 2, put 2 and 2 together, and now you finna see Tregang finna body blow the whole game. So look, watch this. Prince K said Friday night. Keep this in mind. When they did the interview, they interviewed Prince K September 10th at 2:30 in the morning. If you go to the footage, right, where was Prince K at 2:30 in the morning on September the 10th? He missing. He missing. And he was being interviewed. Why would they interview him? If you put this letter together, you'll see why they had to interview him. And keep this in mind, everybody know what the footage shows September the 10th at 2:30 in the morning. So if they found Kenneka in the freezer at 12 something, 2 hours later, they interviewing Friend's Cave. Bye, y'all. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate the super chat. Now look, watch this. This the ops. This the same person that I told everybody, look, they on the footage. The same YouTuber that explaining this is on the footage. So now you finna comprehend, be like, oh, look, let me see, look. Let me do some still images on her. So look what he said. Around 1 and 2 o'clock. He not sure was exactly time of the noise plant, but coming from room 926, he stated he got off on the elevator. Ain't that said one some? Ain't that said one some? If you go to her, Friends Cave reached out to Tregang and said, look, at 12 something, I proceeded to go to the room and I got off on the 9th floor. But let me tell you, the 11, the 6, and the lower 11th floor, all the cameras is cut off, and I'm going to explain later. I step off the elevator. He said this at 12 something. So, if you understand the footage, when I said, man, knock 2 hours off that goddamn footage, this finna expose Frank Cave and put Kenneka back in the spotlight. Cause that man said at 12 something, he got off on the elevator and there were 3 guys and they were smoking weed and alcohol. Check this out. What this say in the statement? Around one, he not sure. But a noise complaint come from the room and he got off on the elevator and it was 2 male blacks. Over here, he's saying it was 3. So watch what he said. If he said he went in the room and smoked the bud with him, what he something mean? And this was going on at 12. Look what time this would be. Same time. But it's 2 male, 22, 24-year-olds standing outside the room and all of this. And they asked him, man, y'all go back in the room and I got a noise complaint to be up here. To make a long story short. And then Irene stuck her head out the door talking about what's the problem? And he was like, he there for the noise complaint. And they told him there were about 10 to 15 people in the room at that time. So now watch this. If you seen Kenneka come in the lobby at 1 something, in the lobby, not the back door, but in the lobby at 1 something, and Friends K, that's why you see Friends K went upstairs. You see Friends K went upstairs on the surveillance footage. This the crazy part about it, because if you look at this between the hours of 1, that's when BB came in at 1:30. Friends K went upstairs damn near at 1:29. You know what I'm saying? Man is in the lobby at 124. But you got the best friend on these stairwells coming out the room at the same time while all this going down. See that? See that? Cause once you read this, man, this the cold part about it. I got 1,000,000 views on this letter alone. And shut the whole game down in the YouTube with this silent straight drop. This letter right here expose all YouTubers. Don't forget that. And family members. Don't forget that part. But this is what I'm finna get at. This is what I'm finna get at. Cause he said, round about this time, if you watch the footage and see what was going on the surveillance footage, go to the front desk. If you don't know what was going on at 125, that's when you had the best friend on the elevators at 125. Kenneka would be in the lobby at 113, well, 115 to be exact. Right? 115 to be exact. So when Friends K sent me this letter, is this exposing him that, he knew about the setup? So let's say round one something, I saw a girl getting snatched by the elevators. It was the dudes on the elevators snatched Kenneka when her friends brought her outside. I got 1,000,000 views on that shit. And the reason why I got 1,000,000 views on that, cause we was all tricked. Because we was still in mystery of the timestamp. But the story, when they say, she was snatched by the elevator, this was finna expose it all, cause there was a Zaria coming out and they was playing the role while Kenneka was meeting up with a dude. Friends K wasn't so smart. They just show you how Tregang spook everybody. Tregang done spook everybody. They just finna show you that, man, we need everybody to believe that Kenneka was snatched on the elevator with the dudes and all of this, and this how she finna make it downstairs. But the whole time it was a lie, because when you look at the footage, you can look at it that way. Cause that's how y'all see how I looked at it. I'm like, man, Kenneka in the pool. Man, I got 1,000,000 views on this when I was like, man, look, Kenneka in the pool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, look, they going to the pool. And look at all those other YouTubers. They got the footage. And when I caught on the game, guess what they did? Look, check this out. Y'all wanna know how deep this goes? Y'all know Rebel TV? Thumb me up, y'all know Rebel TV, the one, you know what I'm saying, that stood up for me. Thumb me up, y'all know the Rebel TV that stood up for me when I got that letter and broke that junk down to the T. Thumb me up. Y'all witness to this. The man spoke up for me, and 54 Keys spoke up for me. Now these people spoke up for me, but guess what? They ops. River TV a op. I hate to say that. That nigga is a op. That's why he had to speak up. That's why 54 Keys spoke up. Look at it like this here, gang. That's why they spoke up on Tregang and tried to be my friend. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, if I keep believing this shit, you know, because, you know, I'm going back and forth to 54 key video. I'm going back to River TV video. I'm you know, because these people got foot. I'm like, look, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Bama Black, I know what they scared of now. I know what they scared of now. You wanna know what they scared of? Watch this. Let's spill tea. Let's spill tea like the game show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody applauding that mother. Y'all ready? God damn it. Let's spill the tea. All right, watch this. In the news media, they want y'all to believe that, look, Kenneka arrived at one something. One something finna be very important. You know why everything focused on one something? Because Kenneka in the lobby at one something. In the lobby, not in the back door, coming in with Monique and them. That's at one something. That's why you got everybody talking about some, look, yeah, round about one some, two some. He not sure, you know, it was a noise complaint, and he got off on the elevators, and it was two male blacks in the age of 224. Keep this in mind. If Kenneka got there at 113, the lie they originally gave us, the one when Monique and them showed up with Kenneka, right, in the back door, right, and they just getting there. Why would it be a noise complaint already and Kenneka ain't up there yet? That's a lie exposed, cause it's coming up for the lobby. Pie y'all. It's coming up for the lobby at one some. The whole lie is to cover up at one some. Kenneka was in the lobby at one some meeting up with a dude. To cover that up, had the best friend play Kenneka while Kenneka would be meeting up with the dude. That's why everybody need to dress it like in case anything go wrong and all of this. That's why you're gonna need people to play roles on the footage. Man, this shit got higher ups all on it. Cause when you go to Friends K said, guess what he said? He said this will be going on at 12 some, right? Look, watch this. Check this out. 12 some, y'all follow my mouth. He said 12 some. I proceed to go to the room, investigate the complaint. There's camera on every floor. On the 9th floor, 11th floor, and the 6th floor, and the lower level. I'ma explain that later. Now, before I take it farther, we know there's Kenneka in the lobby going out with a dude and making it to the parking lot, right? This was the footage gonna show at one song. Prince K was so scared, he was like, since if you look at the narrative of what was going on at that time, when Tregang was, you know what I'm saying, was putting videos out there, you'll see why he sent that letter. Because he going to be like, damn, we don't want Tregang to know this. There was Kenneka in the lobby meeting up with a dude like the narrative was in the beginning. That's how she made it to the parking lot, and they escorted her all the way to the kitchen. But since you got the best friend gonna be dressed up like Kenneka and gonna be playing Kenneka round. She ain't even got to play Kenneka round by that time. Hey girl, you ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Next thing you know, Kenneka meeting up with a dude thinking she ready to go. And next thing you know, that's the setup. That's the setup. They got the world so confused. Look, they got the world so confused. That's why every time when I go live game, that's why I be stuck on this time frame. Cause I never accepted. Look, I got a letter that got me miserable. I could accept this letter, be like, yeah, this the truth, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And left it at that. But I refused, cause I'm like, wait a minute, cause that ain't what the footage showed. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, it's like he tried to match this narrative what on the footage, what I'm peeping. I'm peeping on the footage. I'm like, damn, I watched the whole front desk footage. I could tell y'all when the front desk hit the panic button, and I show y'all video when he hit the panic button. Why you think he would hit the panic button? Kenneka out in the parking lot. Guess where the best friend at? Then you look at the timestamp, you'll be like, damn, that's why he hit the panic button. Once he hit the panic button, you'll see nothing but family and friends, gang them. And guess who gonna be with gang them? Hotel staff in plain clothes. That's the crazy part about it. That's how Mr. Rich was getting away with this shit. Look. Check this out. So Friends K was like, damn, Tregang on to him. So let's us say, oh, she was snatching the elevator. Cause guess what that's finna support? How she got to the room on the 11th floor and down to the 6th floor and all the way to the lower level. Cause keep this in mind, Friends K said, guess what he say? Check this out. Watch this, y'all. If this was at one something in the beginning, and look at the dates on her. Look at the dates when the interview was taken. This was at 2:30 in the morning on September the 10th, right? Friends K, one some. Read this at one some. Look what he say. Forget it. Look. 12 something, I proceeded to go to the room, investigate a noise complaint. They was smoking weed, alcohol, all this. I bumped into guys. He said he bumped into two guys in black hoodie, one in red hoodie. Standing outside smoking weed. Keep this in mind, it supposed to be at 12 something. Orange girl stuck her head out the door and asked, what's the problem? He stated, man, turn the music down and calm everybody down inside the room. So he said he went inside the room and he said he knows a girl on the bed sleeping, didn't think anything suspicious, but the girl had all her clothes on in the room. Y'all want to know what's the real? Check this out. Now, this ain't cap. Because y'all want to know what's really going on? Do y'all remember when they said they needed two girls? Ooh-wee. There was another girl in the room where they was in. Kenneka was in the lobby. Now you can understand why Mr. Risa had to drop them off at 4 something in the morning. If you want to know what the fuck I peep, throw me up right now. Man, let's share this. Remember they said they needed two girls? We saw Kenneka in the lobby at one song. Ooh. Guess who the other girl was? You. Man, it was another girl, bruh. There was another girl, bruh. That's why he said, yeah, I was looking for a girl in all black on the 6th floor and stuff. But check this out. Now, check this out. Hold up. Wait a minute now. Let me spill some more tea on this shit. Now, look. Watch this.
It says, interviewed, Franz, F-R-A-N-Z, started his shift at 11 to 7. That's his shift, overnight, graveyard. He said during that evening, between hours of 1 and 2, he's not sure exactly the time, but he got a noise complaint because of 9:26. He says that he gets off the elevator and he approaches the room. There's 2 black males, approximately 22 to 24 years age. Outside the room, they asked him if something was wrong. He stated that he got the noise complaint from the room and that he needed to talk to the people in the room. He stated that he asked who the room was registered to, and the one black guy says it was him. He stated that he...
Man, I'ma just stop it right here. Franz Cave is a security guard. This what was going down there one something with another female, not Kenneka. It was two girls that was set up that night. That's why you got Eugenia Walker died that night. Two families set up their own family members. That's why they had to stage the wreck. Man, this finna get so deep. Look, that's why Friends K sent me the letter, because if you notice everything what he said at 12 something, watch this game, watch this. Check this out. Peep the game. Peep this. Y'all see what he say at 12 something? Look what he said at 12 something. He said, at 12 something, I proceeded to go to the room about a noise complaint. There's cameras on every floor. I'm explain that later. But when I got off on the elevator, you know what I'm saying, I saw two black hoodies. Now this at 12 something what he saw. If he said he did all this at 12 something, look what he said at 1 something on the statements. But watch this. Everything what he said on that 12 something, he said the exact same thing when he said this. When he stepped off an elevator, saw the dudes on the elevators, he went in the room, smoked weed, drink alcohol with them. You know what I'm saying? He went in the room and he told him, man, stay out the hallway. Right? Check this out. He said this here. He returned to the lobby. Do not believe that, because all of this finna be going on at 1 something. Because look, when he said it started maybe an hour later, when I went to the hallway, we were watching the video when Risco got an app on the phone and he responded for turning the cameras out, and there were two friends and I told them they wouldn't have to go back inside for a short controversy. Guess what time this finna be? It's the same thing. Why he said y'all got to get out the hallway? Why he told them they had to get out the hallway, because all this was going down at 1 something. So everything what he said at 12 something, bumping in the dudes, all this happened at the same time frame. Look.
Knocked on the door, and a girl opened the door and told them that they had to quiet down a little bit due to the noise complaint. He stated that he could smell alcohol in the room. He thinks there were about 10 to 15 people in it. He states that the girl stated that she will tell everybody inside the room to quiet down and they will turn the music down. Then he says 2 hours later he went to check on the 9th floor again, and when he got off the elevator, he saw 3 girls walking around knocking on doors. He asked what they were doing. He told them that they were looking for their friend.
They go back to 1 something. When they look, y'all see that? Don't that match this?